Hello, lovely viewers. Welcome to your favorite cooking channel. If there's one thing you know I do so well at, it is seafood. And today I'm coming to you with some serious waakye jollof, sauce you can do for your seafood version. Charlie, so for this special seafood Shito-Stew recipe I have, you need your spices. Seafood there, spices neko. So I'm going to blend all my spices. You have them in the comment section. Then I added in meko. I like the green ones because they smell nice and they taste lighter. So once they go in, I add in my onion as well, then my water, and I'm good to blend. So for this one, I made gravy. Oh yes, that's the tomato base. And the gravy I didn't use fresh tomatoes. So if you don't have fresh tomatoes, this is one way to do your gravy. You have to blend your pepper, onion, ginger, garlic, and all those ones. And then once you're done, you need to have your tomato mix. So what I did was, because I was going to do, even though it's a seafood stew, you want to cook your seafood before. So I fried my cuttlefish, what we call octopus around here, and then I fried the shrimps as well. I've taught on the channel how to dress seafood and then how to spice them up, which method you want to do, whether you want to fry, whether I want to cook it before you fry. I've taught all on the channel. I'll try and leave the links below. So once that is done, my oil is already well spiced. I just pour in my tomato mix, what we tend to call tin tomato. So I pour in my tomato mix and I'm going to let it fry properly. Even though it's already a bit cooked, sometimes it's a bit sharp. So you need to fry it properly for it to cook a bit. Then I added in my onion, pepper, ginger, garlic blend, just a little bit of extra oil in there. Then I'm good to go. So this is actually one way to make gravy without fresh tomatoes. So once you're in a season where fresh tomatoes, you're not getting much of it, this is one way to go. Just have enough onions going in, which will sweeten it. Have enough pepper going in, which will also give you that peppery kick. And you are actually good to go with your tin tomato. So once it is cooking and is nearing the end, you realize the bubbles are less. You can add in your salt and you continue stirring. Yes. So I'm just going to let this stir up a bit. You realize the bubbles are still going down. Then once the bubbles become very small, then you're at that point where if you don't stir, it's going to stick to the pan or burn. So once I check for it and everything looks perfect at this point, it is very thick and consistent. You remember where we started from? It was virtually like half of the pan. Now it's just like 1/3 of the pan. That tells you it is good to go. And this is well cooked. If you don't do this well, it's going to be so obvious you used just a tin tomato. So this is actually one way to also make your gravy. And when you're done, you just put it in your packaging bowls. When you're making your jollof and all those ones, you just have it in there and you're good to go. And because it's thick, I needed to add in a bit of water to the one I took for the sauce. Then I added in the seafood, which I had fried. I added in my vegetables, so spring onion, carrot, bell pepper, whichever vegetables you like. If you want fresh onions to also look like chunky in, you can add any vegetables you want to have it in there. I added in extra gravy and extra water, just to have a bit of sauce around it, because I realized the way I was just going to have seafood at the end without sauce. And I added in extra salt because of the vegetables that were coming in. Yes, because already the shrimps and those ones, they already have salt around it. So I don't really need that extra salt. But because of the vegetables I'm adding and the extra water, I needed to add a bit of salt. Then I just allowed it to bubble and cook up for the water to blend with everything. That thing. Then the stew to also thicken up for me. So this is actually one quick fix stew recipe to do. And it's just super tasty, super nice. And I really enjoy this with waakye. So if you're going to do waakye, instead of going to do shito and all those ones, if you have these available, you can just try it. It's really nice with waakye. Yeah, so I did it with my local rice waakye and it was perfect. You can eat it with your rice dishes, with your ampesi, any carbohydrates of your preference. But you should just give this seafood stew or recipe a try. It's just super, 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 mwah, 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 mwah. And the thing is, when you fry shrimp, shrimp tends to kidnap a lot of the oil. That's why when I was doing it, I didn't even bother to add in any extra oil to it, even though my stew looks like there was no oil. Yes, because shrimp always take in a lot of oil. So you gotta mop it up when you're done, or you can let it be in the sun or something to just pull the oil. So once it goes in the stew and it steams up, you realize the bubbles were less and the oil has also come up. So once I'm done, I just scoop it into my bowls, and you get me the oil a bit down. It won't be on top because of the shrimps in there. So this one, I told you, me, I'm a foodie. I love food. And this one day, it goes guy with your waakye. But your rice dishes too is also perfect for it. So do give this recipe a try. Let us know how it went and leave more comments in the comment section. So I see you in the next food video. Do live life to the fullest. Be joyous, be merry. Lots of love from my team and I. Mwah.